It's
Okay, we are
live.
live. Welcome, everybody. Welcome back. I see everybody has like already gotten the chat. Like, you guys are like ready. You're ready for the Desert Siren, and so am I, because this little hookup right here is, I don't know, 4 years in the making. Because we message each other quite frequently, and
Hmm.
we are friends. I feel like we are kindred spirits and friends, but it's like we never, like, we just, I don't know what happened. I
We're
don't
too
know.
busy.
Life has happened. But I want to introduce you to the Desert Siren. Desert Siren, you're out of Arizona?
New Mexico.
New Mexico. I was close. I was close in the desert.
Yeah.
She's Desert Siren. So
Yeah.
I figured that one of those things I would say and something would hit. But um, she's always so happy. She's always so generous. She's always so lively. And I have watched her YouTube channel for, oh gosh, before I actually had my YouTube channel, I was a subscriber to you
Aw.
and checked it out too. And we're
Oh,
sort of like in the same sort of friend group. So we're sort of in the same like YouTube witchy squad,
there you
I
go.
would say, right? We're all friends with T and the two T's, the Tina and the Trina and the tequila. All those people and the Sterling and the everybody, we're all sort of
Yep.
like part of that squad. But this is the first like time I've ever actually been able to have you on, and I'm excited. And
Me
you
too.
wanted to do Truth Talk. So how did you come to be? Say your truth. Let it all flow.
Oh my goodness. Well, I guess we'll start with YouTube. I became a voyeur in 2009.
Okay.
And then, yeah, then I think I actually attempted to make videos in 2011,
Mm.
but like we're talking about our deficiency with electronics and I actually locked my butt out of that account. How I did that, I don't know, but I locked myself out. So I was like, well, crap.
Crap. Let's make it clear to those watching. Let's just say, like, it looks like we all have our shit together, but truthfully, there is a lot of cussing on the other side of this camera. There's a lot of yelling at our husbands and kids. There's a lot of that. And Desert Siren also shares the same birthday month as me. And so I don't know what it is about this particular retrograde, but I'm going to fucking throat punch somebody real soon. Like, my patience is like, I'm done. I'm just done. So you were having a problem today, and I was as well. Time because I have no Wi-Fi. I have no power. You had wind. It sucks. I'm like, oh my God, I'm never gonna talk to this lady.
Maybe we're too much for the universe to handle to be together.
It's too much. We're too intense and too giggly.
Yeah.
Oh God.
So
Okay. So
after I locked myself out of that stupid account, I had to make another one. And I was like, okay, this one's gonna be my for real one. So yeah, so since 2011, started doing videos.
okay. I think
Like,
I
I
started
mean,
watching you around 2013, 2014 is like when I started watching you, and that's when I started on my little path. And then where did I start? I started around, I have to look at my YouTube channel. I don't know how long I've been here. It's been a few years. I
I
don't
had to
know.
do that too. You know, on that one page it says when you joined. I had to look. I'm like, how long have I been here?
I think I'm coming up on an anniversary, but it's like, eh.
You're like forever, just forever.
Yeah. Okay.
But
So,
yeah, and then I did slow down like all of us did. It seemed like we kind of all disappeared around the same time, and for me again, it started off being problems with electronics, but then YouTube did all their
mhm.
weird stuff. how they
Mhm.
changed it up and took away things from people. And I was just like, oh, you know what? Whatever. So I took that as a sign that there was something else I had to do.
Mm.
So I
Mm.
reluctantly, but I know it was needed, delved back into shadow work because I
Mhm.
thought I was done. And I stressed the word I thought until I started getting in real deep. And I was just like, crap,
There.
I,
Yeah.
when I first did some shadow work, it was maybe 2008, 2009. And
Mhm.
I conquered like the bigger stuff, physical abuse in
Mhm.
relationships, rape, and, the big stuff,
The
and
big
I
stuff, the
thought
big stuff.
that, yeah, yeah. And I thought that was it. And I was wrong.
Yeah.
It went
Yeah.
so, yeah, it went, yeah, it just went deep.
Mhm.
So, but I'm glad that I did, right now I'm actually just trying to deal with, I was just recently made aware of triggers, where I've dealt with the issues, I've confronted the issues, I've
Mhm.
confronted the people with those issues, but when they say certain things or I hear someone say a certain phrase,
Yeah.
I've had to calm my ass down because
Yep.
they don't know what that does to me or what it did to me. And I
Yeah.
used to, just be like, "Rah," and I'm like,
Yeah.
no, let me calm down. This is, it's just reminding me, but I'm not there anymore.
And you have to talk yourself down from that. I am also a survivor of said thing, and domestic violence from my former husband, and then also my mother as well, and various
Mm-hmm.
people. So and I put myself back in counseling because 2020 just has sucked. It has sucked, and I'm like,
Yep.
why? Like, I had an incident at work and I handled my stuff, but after I was done, my hands were like shaking, and then
Mm-hmm.
just like welling up, and I'm like, why am I so emotional? Like, this
Yeah,
person doesn't pay my bills. This person I don't live with. I don't see them or whatever. Why did what they said and how they came at me affect me to this
it
level?
does.
It does. It does. It hurts really bad. And in counseling, I learned that those triggers means that you're ready to deal with this stuff. You're aware. Your awareness is heightened, and you're
Mm-hmm.
finally ready. Your soul and your body and your mind are ready to like handle it. And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, but I don't know if I want to. Not fun. Not fun.
I'm like, and then you never know when it's gonna happen. That's what sucks.
Yeah. And
You know,
it
you
takes
can
away your
be in a
control.
place where you're like, oh no, not here.
Mhm. Like, no, I'm at my granddaughter's birthday. No, I don't want
Yeah.
to do that now. Like, I don't want to be sad. And
Yeah, exactly. But you can't help it. It just,
you can't. You can't help
you
it.
know.
And you got to deal with it as it comes. And it's really brave of you to handle that. And I'm very proud
Mhm.
of you. Here, here,
Thank you.
here.
Yay. I know. Yeah, where's my drink?
This is
Well,
good.
see,
This is
mine,
good.
what made mine a little, I have, I have this. I knew we were going to talk a lot. So,
We got to talk.
mhm.
Drink. Everybody drink.
There we go. But, yeah, mine, it's a little extra hard because I think most people know I am financially and physically responsible for my mom. She lives with me.
Mhm.
So it's really hard to deal with all of that when the person that caused it is living with you.
Oh crap. Yeah. Oh wow. Oh crap.
And
I'm hugging you. I'm giving
yeah.
you a big hug. Oh man.
So, and then it was also a thing of, because I mean, I know she's gone through her own shit,
Yeah.
more than me probably, but it was also a thing of, when do I approach her with these issues? Because I mean, freaking frack, she's old, she's 80 years old.
Yeah.
But I was like, if I never ask her, or if I never talk to her, and if something does happen, I don't want that to have always been there and been unresolved,
Yeah. Yeah.
So I did have to, grow a pair when it came to confronting her, and then also how, because she's a Cancer, so she gets
Very
hurt so
emotional.
easily.
Yeah.
So, just at certain times I would have to sit with her and say, Mom, why? Yeah. Why? Why did you do this? Why do you say that? Do you have to sound like that? Or what were you thinking? And especially, actually, what opened a door between me and her was, I never knew or met my biological father. And with the World Wide Web and wonderful Facebook, all of that side of the family found me.
Oh boy.
Yeah. And it wasn't a shocker because I knew they existed.
Well, that's
But,
good.
I was just kind of like, what do you want?
Like now what?
Yeah,
Like,
like you didn't care
here
before.
I am. Here I am. Now what do you want to do? Nothing? Okay. We are laughing because I had to do this with my dad. I found him through 1-800-US search after a Montel Williams show. I'm just like, I'm calling the number. Yeah.
I mean, it's like, you don't want to sound bitchy, but you just want to know, we're not mess around people like, what, what do you want? What's going on?
I think because we have been through so much. You were a person that's been through so much. And, after surviving certain traumas and then still living with those triggers, it's like the trauma doesn't actually go away. Now we have to learn how to manage it in our lives. And it's like, that means that you're only able to take in so much. You're only brave enough to handle so much. So like new friends are difficult for me sometimes. I'm just like, how much do they want? What do you mean you want to see me again? Why? I'm not that fabulous. What's going on? Like you're being too needy, and then I'll shut down. Like, which is sad, and that's my own crap. But with family and friends, you got to find out where those boundaries are, because you're trying to ride. You're riding that line of protecting yourself and your family, and then you've got all the responsibilities in your own household. Now you're going to have to deal with somebody else and their perceptions of their reality, but you definitely have yours, and you got to stick to your thing. It sucks.
Yeah. See, and I've only just talked to them online or the phone. I have not crossed that line to meet them yet, because I'm like, I even told my husband, I said, I don't know. I don't know if it would be a good thing,
Well, you're welcome to take me. I have a chipmunk voice, but I'm a real bitch. So you can take me, and I will protect you. Put your arm down.
Well, I'm gonna fly you out here when it happens then.
Right. Good deal. I'll stuck up on you.
Yeah, but they brought up a lot of things, and things I didn't know, like I have an older sister who is only 6 months older than me.
Oh boy.
Yeah. And oh, it was so fun. I did harass my mom left and right. I said, Mom, you home wrecking whore, you know. I said, I didn't know my dad was married when you're, and and she swears up and down she doesn't know. And I'm like, there was two of you pregnant at the same time. How the hell?
This is where her 80-year-old business is working for her. I plan to be this old woman. I'm just like, I don't know. Is that what? Was that a thing? I'm not sure. Do you want some food? Are you hungry? Let's change it up on you.
And she does. She's like, I don't remember. I mean, everything I ask her, I don't remember. I don't remember. And she caught me off guard the other day because I can't remember what I asked her. I think she was just saying how abusive he was towards her as far as verbally, emotionally.
Mhm.
And and I seen pictures of him. He was one of the most handsome men. So I told her, I said, why? I said, I saw you when you were young. Why were you taking crap from him, especially being married and had a pregnant wife, And she came out. She tells me, I don't know. I guess it was just for the dick.
Well, it must have been good. Okay.
So, I respect that answer. And I'm like, cool. I think we've all been there once or twice.
I guess it was so good she didn't forget that. I'd be like, hey. Oh.
So after that I was like, okay, I think I got the picture. I don't need to ask any more questions. I get it now.
I think we're doing laugh therapy. We're talking about some serious stuff and we're just losing it. The stress of this last week, we're just letting it all go through laugh.
There you go.
Cry through laughter.
Yep. But I mean, if that's the true answer. I mean, it wraps up a lot of things.
Yes, it does. But and then I was about to say something inappropriate. You know what? I'm just going to say it's my channel, but he didn't wrap it up.
I know, dude. Geez, come on. You already had one knocked off.
Oh my gosh. So you haven't met, so there is a sibling out there that you have not met.
No.
Okay.
Actually, from him, I have the older sister and two younger brothers. And then that was kind of
like, wow.
Weird, I guess. I don't know how to say it, but I was talking to one of the brothers and he was trying so hard, come on, let's get the families together, your daughter, my daughter, And I was like, I'm cool with meeting you, but I'm still not ready to meet the father yet. Mm-hmm. And I think it was maybe not that much later, maybe 3 to 6 months. I just had a really weird, it was like the middle of the night, and I had a really weird feeling. And even my husband was like, what are you doing? So I just got up and started pacing. And I was like, and his name was Aaron. I said, I think there's something wrong with Aaron, the brother I haven't met. And he said, what do you mean? And I said, I don't know. I said, something's weird. I feel something. He's going through something. He's going to do something dumb.
Uh-oh.
And he goes, well, call him. But it was like, I think 2 or 3 in the morning, you know? And I was like, no, I said, I'll just call him tomorrow, make sure he's okay. Well, at 8 o'clock in the morning, his mom called me. He hung himself. So, yeah. And it was like, and I knew it when I saw her number. And in fact, that's how I answered the phone. I said, what did he do?
What did he do?
Yeah. And she was like, what? You know, and I was like, I can't explain it. It was such, because I know who it was. I know he was going through something. But I didn't think it was going to happen that moment, you know?
Yeah.
And I told her, and I felt really like, I kind of felt like shit, you know, because I was like, all he wanted to do was have his family get together, you know?
Yeah.
And I couldn't give him that. But I try
But
not to beat myself over it, you know,
no,
because it wasn't.
You can't beat yourself.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. It wasn't my fault. It's just, you know, how the cards lay.
Yeah.
So, but I'm still so hesitant about meeting the other two. But however, they have not asked. So, you know, with him, he did ask repeatedly, you know, come on, come on, come on. I was like, meh, meh. I'm like, I don't know. But, and I guess from my understanding is he was facing charges of child abuse and child neglect. And I think he was found guilty. And it was all over the news, but I found out about it later.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I think he was scared. Well, who wouldn't be? You know, he was scared to go to prison, you know. So, and it was sad because he did leave behind an infant son and a 4-year-old daughter at the time, you know. So, but it was just weird how I had that much of a link between him where I knew I could feel what he was going through. You know, it was the weirdest feeling I've ever had. I don't ever care to experience that feeling again because it was like, I would say maybe I was like kind of getting some of what he was feeling, because if I felt scared, I felt confused, I felt like I couldn't breathe. That's why I started pacing. I was like, you know, some like, I don't know if he sent some of the energy my way, or it was just that DNA working, or what was going on. So
kind of like you felt it on an empathic level. Yeah.
Most definitely, you know, but I don't want to feel that way ever again. So I hope everybody is okay. You know, no more.
I'm grouchy, but I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, that was weird. So I'm still being very hesitant with, you know, finding out more about that side and confronting that side, because it's just weird. And I think I should, because there's just so many unanswered questions, but whenever I get the money for your plane ticket.
Well, I can stop through when okay, so you're in New Mexico. Generally I don't drive in New Mexico because I always get a ticket when I go through there. About your state troopers and I just don't get along. Like ever. It's kind of like a retrograde thing for me. Like it's gonna mess with me. It's like a guarantee. So I've got to like generally fly in or fly over.
Just pass it.
Like, but no, I think I went through the last time successfully. But
let's not take any chances.
Maybe I'll make somebody else drive and it will all just be good.
There you go. Let them do it.
Now, is it okay for me to ask, you know, do your kids want to know that side of the family? Like, are they shown interest in that?
For a little while, my oldest did,
Mm.
and then just the trouble she has with her own father, she was like, ugh, nah, mom, nah.
No.
You don't need that stress in your life.
I love it. You're like,
She was like, she's actually happy with pictures and names. You
okay.
know, I think that actually killed a lot of her curiosity
Okay.
as far as that goes, because I think she was just, well, because her biological father was adopted. So they know nothing about his biological family. We know everything about his adoptive family. So, I think she was feeling maybe at one time a little lost, how the only family we knew was through my mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she was like, who are we? What are we?
It always comes around school when they have to do these reports on family. You're like, God damn it. Speaking teachers, they're nosy as hell. Nosy as hell. Okay. There's any teachers out there, look, there's families, we're suffering. We're not stop, please.
Just cut it out. Stop it.
The kids feel weird, but there's a lot of explaining. Like we can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Find another exercise.
Exactly. Oh my God. But yeah, and then my youngest, she's 13. So need I say more? She can give a rat's ass about anything going on.
Yep. More about, is the Wi-Fi working?
My phone's not charging. Let's see, what other major issues in her life? I'm out of Dr. Pepper.
It's all first world problems. It's all first world. Yeah. Bear and I hope my kids are not watching right now, but Bear and I, if they hadn't done their chores, we would turn off the Wi-Fi. We changed the password.
I've done that when I've gotten pissed off.
If they took showers that were too long, because at this time frame they were like taking 45-minute showers, we would turn off the hot water and come down with soap in their hair. We were mean. We were just like, how are we gonna pay? We had, at one point, we had 7 teenagers in our house. 7. And like, we were people like our kids just kept bringing home all of these strays. So I'm like, I cannot pay for a water bill with 2 showers, people. Go to the yard. Like,
hose down out there.
Exactly. Spray them off.
Oh, that's genius.
Potato.
I used to disconnect the Wi-Fi and I'd just be like, I don't know, I guess it's broken. You know our service provider sucks.
See, you're like your mom. You're like, I don't know. I'm not sure what's happening.
Can't get away from that. Now with the showers, I would just do the flushing the toilet thing. Yeah.
Good. Yep. Got to do it. I have, like, on occasion, I'm like, I said, get out of the shower. Like, somebody else needs to use this bathroom. Okay, I'll be out in a minute. And then I'll go back in there with a cold cup of water and dump it on the other side of the curtain. I'm just like, I said, no.
Get out.
I said, if you do not want me to come in here and scrub your bits because you can't seem to do it in a timely manner, then wrap it up. All right, get out of the shower. I was a mean mom.
See, that's how my oldest was. Oh my gosh, like 4 to 6 showers a day, My youngest, I'm lucky. I don't know if I'm so lucky because she kind of smells, but she hates showers. She should have been a boy. Like, she's so smelly.
Oh my
I'm like,
We all
babe, go put on deodorant for the love of God.
well, people don't know, what they smell like. They have no idea. But they have no idea. That's a thing.
She's like, I did. And I'm like, doing this doesn't count. Like, get in there and scrub or do something for the love of God.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Hold on one second. Keep talking. I'm gonna mute my phone real quick. Oh, there's Bear. Okay. Sorry. So I heard somebody come in. I'm like, I didn't know.
But so it's been an adventure finding out, dealing with the background of us and what's going on. And so, and then like you know, but I don't know if everybody else knows, going on to the next chapter of being a grandparent.
Which is exciting. Is this your first grandbaby?
It's the first one. Yes.
Little boy, right? Little boy?
Yes. Little baby boy. Next month.
Coming.
So nervous, but yet I'm excited. But COVID did steal my thunder. I can't go in the delivery room. I can't be there.
That's crap. Okay, because my friend Christine and the one that my nail lady, who is also going to be on this channel here soon next week, she got to go in, and her daughter just gave birth, and she was able to go in, and she, as soon as the baby was born, take a couple of pictures. Weren't allowed to hold the baby, but then she had to get out. But she was allowed to be there.
See, I would take that, but it was straight up no.
Damn.
Yeah, even regular, just like going to a regular doctor appointment. You can't even, actually, you have to wait in your car.
Oh boy.
And you got to wait for them to call you on your cell phone so you can go in and go straight to your room, and it can only be you. You can't take your kids, or like me, I'm responsible for my mom. I have to wait for the nurse to come out and get her so she can help her inside. It's ridiculous.
It's not convenient.
Yeah. So, and even my daughter she was like, how am I supposed to go through this without you? And I'm like, oh no, babe.
You're like, I don't know. You're like, I don't know how I'm going to get through it.
Yeah. So I said, I am going to be losing my mind over here at the house. I'm going to have to take a shot of liquor or something to calm me down.
Yep. Now, I know that with COVID, they've kind of put restrictions or limitations on how long a mama and a baby can be in the hospital. That's also another thing, at least here in Washington State. Like if the baby is healthy and everything's good, then mama and baby get released like that day.
Quick.
Not overnight, that day. I'm just like, oh man, they made me stay for like ever. I felt like I'm like, can I go home now? No. Like I'm over here holding the baby, and then like I had walked, like to the door because I needed assistance with something, and nobody was like answering the call button, and they're like, you need to get that baby back in the thing. You're not allowed to hold it. I'm like, oh, I just grew it, but I'm not allowed to hold this baby.
That makes no sense.
I didn't have a C-section. Everything's fine down there. Like, I'm not sure why. I'm like, okay, but is somebody coming?
You're like, so what am I supposed to do then, smarties?
I'll just sit in my bed and yell from there until you guys come.
But yeah, they told her that I think the turnaround time is 12 hours from.
Oh, why
like
not
a revolving door?
Field. Why not Papa Squat?
That's like I might as well just have it at home then, like shit.
You could get a doula and do the whole thing at home, and she might actually, well, I mean, I know that there's the other part of the birth plan. So, everybody's birth plan's different. I'd be
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah, water birth, let's do it.
I talked to her about doing a home birth, but she's highly, highly paranoid. She's like, no, what if something goes wrong and then we have to wait for the ambulance and which is fine, that's legit, concerns.
It's legit.
Yeah, I told her, I said, well, I guess FaceTime me.
That's a thing. Could you see it? Like, could they do some sort of like video conference with you as the baby is being born? Can they do that?
I know she was gonna look into it because out here they have like a little blocker where you don't get no cell service when you walk into certain areas of the hospitals and rooms and whatnot. So she was gonna see if it will be even accessible,
Okay.
So hopefully I'll get to see it or be a part of it in some way, shape, or form.
Hopefully, I really hope that you get that. Well, at least you get to see the baby once the baby comes home, and you're going to snuggle, snuggle, snuggle. And there's
Oh
nothing.
Yeah, I already told. I told my husband. I said, "Don't plan on me being here, so you're gonna have to like cook and stuff."
Like do things. Yep. That's the thing. There's nothing more wonderful than smelling a brand new baby's head. I don't know what it is. It is magic. Absolute magic. Oh, I wish I had a fresh baby head. Just to snip around. I could really use that. That's a drug of choice right there.
It is. Just the whole, I mean,
It smells so good.
I could bottle that to be like a calming agent. New baby smell.
I wonder if that's just a natural damn thing. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't even know where I would begin to try to do that.
Congratulations to you.
Thank
that
you.
Is so exciting. I know I watched the little baby gifts that get opened up, and I'm like, "Whoa, she got another one!" And then I got another one.
I know, and I was so blessed, and I'm so fortunate with all of you, because she was stressing so bad, how am I going to afford everything, Mom? How, and I was like, Mama got you.
Mama got you. I know.
I said, hold on. I said, let the holidays pass and give everyone a break. I said, and my witchy sisters will come through for us. Watch.
Hold on, watch this. Yep.
Yeah. Watch the magic, okay?
Believe in the magic. It's true. It's true.
And she's been blown away. She's like, she said, I don't know what I would have done, Mom. She's like, I can't express to your friends how grateful I am. She's like, she's all, I need to do something more. And I was like, well, don't worry, we'll do something for everybody. Just concentrating on popping that out for
You're gonna have like a nice big first birthday or a second birthday or some big celebration that's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be
yes. I told her, I said, we just gotta get over this COVID hump, and maybe we can all come together.
I'm so sick of COVID. I am one of those people that, I like being by myself. I like myself. I like being by myself. I don't really want to have a whole lot of stuff. And, I work so hard on my home, and I like to be home. I am more of a homebody, especially because I'm burning the candle at both ends with work and then also the shop, and trying to be everything for everybody. It's exhausting. So I will sit on my rump or putz around in my garden or do some art or whatever, and I'm good. And I think that over the last couple of weeks, or maybe just in the beginning of the year here, the change, I think it finally hit me where everybody was last summer like, I can't do anything and I can't go anywhere. It's like it finally caught up to me, and I'm just like, what is this? I'm so like done. It took me that long. It took me a hot minute. I'm just like, it's been almost a year, and now I'm starting to get cabin fever, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
buried.
I think it's a Virgo thing too, because I'm like you. I'm very content to being a homebody. This is gonna sound wrong, but I can have fun by myself. Like, no problem. So when it first happened, back in it started in March of 2020, when they were closing everything down and locking everybody up and everything. And me and my husband were like, what's the problem?
Wait, what's going on? We're like, why?
Yeah. We're like, that means more naps. What's the deal?
It's like, I didn't like you people anyhow. Like, it's fine. It's all good. And my little hermit self was just like, haha. Yeah. I got a reason. Now I don't have to be the curmudgeon or the downer, because Bear is like super social all the time. And it's like, there's a lot of times that I'm like, I'm not feeling social today, or I'm having a high anxiety day, or I'm having a trigger day, or I'm having, that kind of stuff, or I'm just exhausted and I don't want to put a bra on. That's sometimes
that's what it is. It's the bra.
It has nothing to do with the other stuff. It's that damn bra. I don't want to put a bra on, and I don't want to put a smiley face on, and I don't want to spend time with people I don't like. And he's got people that are in his little group that I tolerate, and I love my husband, so I tolerate these things, but it's not my thing. It's not my thing, and I feel like such a downer all the time, and to a point where he's just like, look. And I'm like, yeah. Okay, I'll try.
Yeah. See, what's scary is I'm the more social when it comes to me and my husband, and I'm not that social, but I have just learned to adapt because of, having to adult and stuff, where I can be around people. I know how to talk to people, but I don't necessarily like to be put in that position. And him, his poor soul. I'll be honest, he's like even had a hard time keeping jobs because people think he's an asshole.
Really? I wouldn't have thought that of him at all. And, in fact, when I think of you, one of the first things that pops in my head is I was watching one of your videos, and I think you were sitting on the ground in like a witchy room or something like that. You were sitting on the floor, and he's sneaking up behind you. And then he's like giving you like the sweetest little hug, and then like my heart, I'm like, these two love each other so much. It was so precious. It was the most precious little video clip, and I know you didn't plan it, but he was like sneaking up behind you, little tender hug.
Oh, he loves the camera.
He loves the camera.
It's not a person. So I get people who are like, is he mad? Did I do something? I'm like, no, that's how he is.
Grouchy. It's just grouchy.
He's just grumpy. Don't pay attention to him.
Don't pay attention. Oh my gosh.
No, though, but yeah, quarantine didn't really phase us. The only thing that did phase us for quarantine, to this day, we still think it's like funny, not funny. But them closing everything early, because we're like, what, does the virus only come out after 9, or what's the point? What's this, closing early, is it coming out to the streets, grabbing people?
Why does the restaurant have to close at 10? Why are the bars, everything's shutting down at 10? Like, what's it? Something magical happening at 10. 10.
Yeah, like, where did this concept, who thought of this? I need to know.
I don't know. The other thing that I'm not thrilled about is that since, yeah, I'm an office manager and I'm a bookkeeper, and my office is pretty much private. They've closed the clubhouse, so there's no people coming and going. And
Yeah.
I serve people through the window, so I'm like, I've got this like little sliding window. I feel like a drive-through, but it's a walk-up.
You're all, no.
I have done that to people, and I'm just like, nope, I'm sorry, I'm ending this call, and I shut the window. I have done it, because I'm like, no. And it's usually the person that is just like, the COVID's not real, and I don't understand it, blah, 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 blah. And it's just like Karen overload, and I'm just like, look, I can't have another Karen today, and I just shut. Luckily, my boss is just like, don't you take no shit from anybody. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, good.
I am just like, so this is going to sound really bad. And if it sounds really bad for others out there in the chat, please understand where I'm coming from. This vaccination situation where they are giving the vaccinations to all of the old people that have an income or a social security or some sort of fixed income check already coming to them, and they are old, to give them the shots first, I think is backwards. I think that they should have done it to not according to age. I think that they should have done it according to somebody's active lifestyle. So there's a lot of young people running around like my 21-year-old that is just like, well, I'm just going to chill out with my group of friends, and I'm just going to go over here, and I'm just going to go whatever. They don't care. They don't get it. They don't see it. They should have gotten the vaccinations first. The people that are working that actually need a check, have to work for said check, should have gotten those vaccinations first. That's all I'm saying. I have nothing against old people. I got old people in my life. They're not out there running and gunning and doing stuff. So why? Like, they're more apt to stay home.
Right, exactly. Oh, I know. It makes no sense. I mean, I think the essential workers in all factors should have been first.
Should have been first. Should have been first.
Yeah. I mean, like out here, I think it's the same thing, but it blew me away where teachers are not considered essential to get the vaccine. It's like,
how is that a thing? That doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, I'm like, they're around, I love children and everything, but they're around the germiest little things.
Yes.
And, those kids go back home. I mean, what? Yeah, I agree with you. The way they're doing it makes no sense. No sense at all.
It makes no sense to me. And somebody said, especially college kids too. Agreed. How are they supposed to go away to college? They're going to do tomfoolery. That's why they're going away to college. The experience is what they're after. That experience is why they need the damn vaccine. Yeah.
And they're the ones, like I said, I have that age in my family too, but they're the ones, my foster son, he does it, I'm going to go to a brewery and I'm going to go on a date and I'm gonna, and I'm like, bro. I said, well, then don't come over here. I tell them, I said, keep your COVID ass somewhere else.
I have, I'm a little thicker girl, so I've got the obesity situation, I'm just thick. Okay, so I've got that. Then I'm diabetic. Then I also have, my other conditions that I've got going. And right now, I am the second to the last in the echelon to get the vaccine here in Washington State. So they're going to take the 65 and older, then they're going to go 50 with multi-generational household, then me. And I'm like, wait, whoa, hold up. That's not fair. That's not cool. And I don't know why they did that. But our kid, our 21-year-old, I mean, they had to have their 21st birthday during COVID, which stunk because they turned 21 in May. So we did like a 21-year-old thing where neighbors and friends were coming to the driveway to take a shot. Their way up on the porch. Like, this is the thing, I'm just like, so I'm like trying to, your shot is down there. Everybody's shot is me. Like, it's ridiculous. So the poor thing hasn't had, like that fun experience and being 21. But then when they got a new boyfriend and a new group of friends, and they were just like coming and going, coming and going, coming and going. And then they were like going over town, or America, which is because I live on an island and it's like over there, you see it. That's America over there. Over there. And they were going to like, they wanted to go and buy a Switch or whatever it was, something video gamey thing that they needed, because if they were going to be in lockdown, they were going to be like so bored that they needed this Switch, right? And where were they going to go? To Kirkland, pretty much the freaking mega center of COVID at that time. And I'm like,
you're like,
so fuck my life. Is I just look at her, I'm just like, so fuck my life then, right? That's what you're saying. I'm looking at her like, you can't get this online. Like, it has to happen today and in person. Oh,
yeah, I know. I'm dealing with the same frustration.
I'm like, think outside yourself for just a second.
It's I don't know. I'm hoping this whole vaccine thing and everything, just after this year, I just hope it calms down. I mean, I don't think it'll ever go away,
No, yeah, I agree. Yeah,
but I just want it to calm down. That's all. Just a little, Yeah.
Yeah, we finally, I think, over town or / America, which we actually have really good numbers here on the island because it's more of a rural community. So there's not a whole lot, there's not a whole lot of liveliness going on here. In fact, most Seattle people, when things are going on, come here in the summer and the spring for the festivals and, getaways and Airbnbs and stuff like that. It's a nice little place to come. But I just wish I could, like, Bear and I were talking, like, if we could just go to the movies, just go to the movies and have our popcorn, and just, we used to go over town, every other week or something like that. We we were the part of the AMC A-list club. So you can watch 3 movies a week for $20 a month. So that could be D-Box, 3D, whatever. So we would do 2 movies, and then we'd go fill up our gas and do grocery shopping and then come back to the island. It was a thing. It was that time. It was a little comfort. It's just like, it's nice to have some movie nachos that aren't good for you. Just have, do something would be nice. And I did something basic like that is what I miss. But I know over there, they're doing like 25%. It's cold out here. And last weekend I was in a tent trying to pretend to have fun. And I'm like, and he looked at me and he's like, do you want to just go? I'm like, I got arthritis in my hip and this is just fun right now. And I'm like, that little heater way over there next to the thing, I can't take their heater away. I can't, this 46-year-old can't say, ma'am, I'm sorry, my arthritis is hurting so much. I need your heater. I'm like, let's just go home. This just isn't fun anymore.
It is cold. It is cold. I think over here, it's 20s and 30s. And, we're in the desert. Not a lick of snow, let me tell you that, but we're getting the cold.
Isn't that weird? Okay, so it snowed the night we went to go get Ridley, which happened. So we went to SeaTac to go get them, and it was winter solstice, and there was snow just coming down, and I'm like, really? Like, I've never driven in the snow. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like it's coming at you in like big blobs. You can't see anything. I'm freaking out. And then nothing. We would have already had at least 2, if not 3 snows by now. and nothing. And there's nothing in the forecast for snow. And I'm like, is this like an El Nino? Is this a global warming thing? What is going on? But I think I am depressed because there is no snow.
It's scary, I think,
Yeah.
because that's so our bears, we're maybe 2 streets away from the mountains.
Mhm.
And those poor bears start, coming down because they wake up early and they're hungry and there's no food because there was no moisture or anything to make the bushes bloom or whatever. So they start coming down early,
And so getting a
and
fresh
they get in the
in.
city. They're in the city.
Yeah.
Last year, I think 2 blocks from my house, they caught a mountain lion.
Oh,
So they're hungry. They're all hungry. They're all scavenging for food, and it's because of how things are working with poor Mother Earth.
yeah, poor Mother Earth is taking a hit right now, big time. I let the dog out this morning and noticed that there was a bush that blooms in the spring and there's buds on it. And I'm like, whoa, it's February. What are you doing? What no buds, what are you doing?
Settle
Like,
down, Beavis.
I'm like, I haven't even planned out my garden yet. It's like dormant right now. And then now I start singing. I've got Swiss chard coming up. I got stuff coming up. I'm like, there are raspberries on my bush. Not that bush, the other bush. There's raspberries. And I'm like, it's February. What
Not
is going
time.
on?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
It's scary. Yeah, I think it's scary.
It is scary.
But yeah. So
Yeah.
what can we do? Just go with the flow.
And then I think that New York or that whole east side, over there by where my sister is, it is like snowing like crazy.
They're getting slammed. I've seen some pictures and I'm like, what? Is that for real?
Again over there. I'm like, I wish I was over there because then also I would be in my house warm. With a little tea and some hot chocolate.
Enjoying it, yeah.
I'd be all excited. As long as I have electricity.
It's funny. My youngest, when the whole quarantine thing, it happened right on her birthday month, and I told her, babe, I'm sorry, because she wanted to go to where the heck did she want to go? I think we were planning to take her to Disney World or whatnot. And I told her, sorry, babe. And she was like, oh, it's okay. I don't got to go to school. She's like, that's the best birthday ever.
It's the small thing. It's the small thing.
I'm like, okay. As long as you're not disappointed,
My poor neighbor across the street, Jenny. I love her. She's got 2 kids. I'm sorry, I'm hacking. She got 2 kids, and she had to like change her shift so that she could be at home to make sure that these kids were logging in and doing their homework. And there was all these different Zoom calls.
I know what she's going through.
She was just like coming unglued. I see it on Facebook. She's like, I can't do this anymore. And I go over across the street with my mask on and everything. And she has a bench in her driveway. And I said, Jenny. And I put 2 little bottles of wine there. And I'm just like, I'm just supporting my local teachers. She's just like, thank you. Thank you. Oh, like we're all gonna be alcoholics by the time this is done.
Dude, the struggle's real. Like I set alarms so I can tell her to log in. And then I set, I put the alarms on snooze. So I have to go check to make sure she stayed logged in. Because she'll get up, show me, and the second I shut the door. I'm like, you wench. I said, I'm gonna make you do this in front of my face out here in the kitchen. No, I'm okay.
son. He's ADHD and dyslexic. And it was just like, do you have homework? I picked them up from school, right? Do you have homework? No, I don't have any homework. And I'm like, oh, really? I'm like, let me see your backpack. I left my book at school. I'm like, oh, okay, let me just turn around. We'll go back and get it. Well, I'm not sure what the assignment is. And I'm like, I text the teacher. I'm like, oh, your teacher's still there until 5, so we can go get it. Okay, yes, I have homework. I'm just like, I ain't playing. I'm not playing. You're graduating and moving out of this damn house.
I know. I know. I tell her, I said, education is for you, not me. And then Dad pops in. No, it's for us. We want you out.
We love you, and we want you to succeed because we are falling apart. We're slowly dying, and so you need to do well so you can take care of us.
Oh, yeah.
You need to do. Oh, please don't prolong this childhood. Like, I can't.
I have a cousin, him and his wife, they adopted 9 children. And when they got interviewed, they asked them why so many. And he said, I'm just hoping one of them will take care of us when we get old. It's my retirement plan.
Tried with the 2. We had to try. We had to get some more in there just to increase our odds. It's not that much different to feed 3. It's the truth. I had a friend with 6 kids, and she's like, She's like, after the 3rd one, and you don't even notice. Notice, Terry. I think you noticed. She's like, no. It just sort of, I'm like, okay.
Oh, dude, it's so true.
Oh, it is true. It is hard.
I don't even know why I put on eyeliner with you. I should.
Yeah, I didn't have any makeup. See, I know no makeup. I'm learning with these truth talks. The first one I was like all dolled up, but I'm like, Tessa. It got me. I'm crying.
Yeah. No more makeup. Oh no.
Talk, be real. It don't matter. I don't even do my hair today. My little hat. I know.
And I just threw mine up. I'm like, I don't even know what to do with this mop. I'm gonna actually chop it off Wednesday.
Oh, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna get a bob.
Oh, you're gonna look cute with your little bob.
But it's
a lot of fur.
It's yeah. I'm like, I just, especially getting older, But yeah, it'll disappear come Wednesday. It'll be gone.
Nice.
I'm looking forward to it. I am looking forward to it.
So you're gonna like make a new besom or something with all that broom hair? Hey, Broomhilda, what you gonna do with all the broom?
I know, but I normally pack it up and I donate it to Wigs for Kids.
Nice, very good.
Yeah, so right now it's still a normal color. I can donate it because I know after they have so many rules to receive free hair, but I know like grays, they won't take hair that has grays in it. So I'm like, there's a little bit of lightning strikes in mine, but they can pluck them out. So that's what I do with my hair. It goes to them.
That's nice. That's awesome that you do that. That is way cool.
Yeah, I always have ever since my 20s. It used to be, what's the other one? Locks of Love. And then I've read, I don't know if it's true, so I don't want to get slammed, but I've read that they charge their recipients an amount. So
I have heard that as well, which is surprising to me. Is it like a processing, or I don't understand understand what they're doing. You know, they're getting it
I
for
know.
free. Yeah.
Hmm.
Now, people are growing their fur and chopping it off and giving it to them. They could give
Yeah.
somebody else an account.
So I read up on wigs for kids, and it seems they're more, about the recipient and 100%. So, like, okay, let's go in there.
Good deal. Okay,
Yeah.
well, we have done an hour. So at this point, I usually open it up to the chat if there's anybody who wants to or have a question or a comment or whatever. Here, Miss Desert Siren has said that she is open to questions,
I am
and
open.
drop them in the chat box in bold so we can see it, and I'll bring it up on the screen. And yeah, so do that thing. Do that, people.
No, do it. Do it.
Do it. Do it right now.
Yeah.
Now, what else do you have going on? I know I asked you about your shop, and you're like,
Well, I actually, I want to try, and I'm stressing the word try, to reopen it, but with different guidelines.
Mhm.
So I'm thinking of, kind of doing what you do, just make a lot ahead of time, then announcing what I have. And then once it's gone, leave me alone.
I do it according to seasons because people run out of their stuff, and then they're working, if they are working with the different seasons, then I try to bring stuff to them in that way. And also because I have a regular job, this is so I'll build up my inventory, and then and then here we go. We go again. Yeah.
All over again. Yeah, I know. I know. Because I was all looking forward to your February one, and then you're like, it'll be March. And I'm like, no.
It'll be March because I had end of year and an audit that I was like, oh, sweet Jesus, kill me. I can't make a candle for healing in this mood. This would not be.
So what is it?
It says, any advice for a country witch transitioning to a city witch?
That's hard. I think, I've where I live, it's kind of a good in between.
Mm-hmm.
I have enough city, but I still have enough country, So, geez, if you're still in the country, I would stock up most definitely on your local stuff that you can harvest, because once you get to the city, and then you notice too, I've noticed when I go shopping, either online or at certain metaphysical stores, and I see what they charge for something that I could go get, I'm like, what? For realsy?
Like
So definitely stock up. Stay with your meditation, because that's a hard transition, and especially where in the city, because I know where I'm at, we have a lot of what I like to call the thumper bumpers, where you hear those cars and they just bang with their bass. So, I've actually asked my son, I think I need a flamethrower.
Flamethrower. Oh no. Oh no.
So I'm like, yeah, I just want to be in my zen. And I hear that and it takes me out of my zen.
Out of my zen. Yeah, I was in San Antonio, so I was city witch, but I was like suburb witch really, but I had to go through the city in order to get to work and back and blah blah blah. And then came here to more of a rural situation so that I can not be so stimulated, all the time. So I can't imagine having to go back to that. I know that there's an energy and like a city beat, the heart of the city type thing, when you're on the street and there's all that wonderful energy. Sometimes it's not so wonderful for empaths. So you want to make sure that you're doing your wards, taking care of, like, if there's an oil that works for you, or a piece of jewelry that you can use something for
you.
protection
Yeah.
magic. Somebody put in the thing, Kim Dunn says protection magic all the way. And then also think smaller. So if you are got a lot of jars of stuff, then oh, sorry, you just fell off. See? COVID.
The camera's all, I'm done.
Bam! Yeah.
Y'all talk too much.
Talk too much. Bam! That's right. Sorry about that. Like, stay up, little fella. Okay. So if you have a bunch of jars of stuff like I do, but I grow a bunch of stuff and then I harvest it, and then that's actually how my shop started, because I'm just like, I got all this stuff, what am I gonna do with it? And then I've got a friend who's just like, oh, I need this and I need that, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna throw it in a candle or put it over here and do that stuff. But it's difficult when you don't have the space. So you can take your like regular mason jar and then just think smaller. There's, maybe go to a 4-ounce, maybe, just sort of like decide what is really, really super important to you and start paring down now, because you're going to get it all in that little space and you're not going to be able to move. You're going to be like, what? So,
or even, little baggies that, that way they can all fit in one little spot. You don't have all that glass and everything, so definitely the little baggies.
These work.
Yeah, like you said, smaller little candles. You don't need a pillar. Get a little chime candle, birthday candle.
That's a thing. Tea lights. Tea lights are my friend. Tea lights are my friend.
I love tea lights.
Love the tea
and
lights.
Then now they're coming in different sizes too. So
really, tea lights, different sizes.
I've seen them. They're like, where's the camera? Really? They're like that big.
Dang.
I got some for Christmas. I was like, wow, these are awesome.
I need to look.
They had red, white, green. Yeah. Walmart.
Walmart.
Walmart. The witchy store, Walmart.
You know what? There's a lot of witchy business to happen at Walmart and Target. I tell you, those little dollar bins.
Oh yeah.
I know you're like, yeah. String, like if you're doing any type of cord magic or, juju bags or gree bags, I say juju. All of the different cordings and all the different strings. If you can find them in the front of Target, you can pay for like a spool of that stuff for just $1. Where if you go to Michael's, they want like $4.99 for that. You're like, I'm a cheap bitch.
You're like, no. Oh, I love that little dollar bin area, huh? Yeah. And then it's right when you walk in, so you're like,
my family used to like go in or whatever, and they're like, "Where's mom? She's still at the dollar bin." I will circle around, and then she's like, "Okay, I looked through all of it, and I'm gonna look again. Let me just see. I make sure I got it all." Like, I hate shopping with other people because I like go into another zone. I think I'm probably irritated.
And then that's part seasonal too, so you're like, yeah. What do they have this month?
I know. Right now, I'm on like 3 different auctions because I try to give a prize for each board. I do these drawing prizes for my sales, and I've got like 3 auctions that are pinging. I just got an update that I'm the high bid on this this agate. It's a really pretty blue agate and has like a druzy section in it, egg, and with a stand, and I'm just like, oh, I hope I get it because I hope it's going to be a prize for somebody for the next sale. I'm like, I hope I get it. And then there was something.
It's mine. It's mine.
Do a cloaking spell. Somebody else.
Come on, everybody, put the good vibes out there.
Ooh, somebody said floating candles can be good too. Floating candles are a really good option. They are a good option. And I have found there is I call the quarters with a floating candle. I put this on my YouTube channel a long time ago. Do you ever see this? So I have an earthenware bowl. Yes. Okay. And then I have the herbs and stuff like that. And then I have the oils around, and I put my hands in kind of like that. And I sort of cradle the candle. So it's earth, air, fire, and water all together at the same time. And woo, it's like instant connection. It's really good.
and your spirit too, since you're in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember seeing that because I was like, oh, when is Bear gonna make that stuff again?
He's getting a
I
lot of
remember looking at that bowl.
he's busting his hump right now doing wands. So wands are going to be a thing. But the place he has a person, another across the street neighbor, diagonal. So Bear has his own kiln. And then this guy, Randall, has his own wheel. And so he has like this little like pottery shed that they kind of made their own little studio, but he's older and they haven't had their shots yet, and his wife is very susceptible, so the whole like let's work on it during winter has gone to the wayside. But that's a thing. But anyhow, so there's that. But we are collecting we're collecting beach rocks right now, and we're going to be making rune sets and all that type of stuff. So other things are coming, and when we're out of COVID, he'll be back to doing pottery. He misses it, and I can tell he misses it because
They're awesome pieces. They're beautiful.
Thank you.
See,
Thank
I think
you.
that's the only thing. That's one thing COVID taught me was to stop procrastinating because I was like, oh, later, and then COVID hit and there was no later. Do you know what I mean? It was like,
yeah, that's the thing.
yeah. You don't you. I know for me, I took a lot of that little type of things for granted as far as like it'll always be there, or I don't have to take that class now, I'll take it later, or we'll check out that new place next week or next month. It's caught me just get off your damn ass and just do it. I'm like, okay, I learned.
It's a mood, and I don't know how. It's hard. The struggle is real. The struggle is very real because this work-life balance, and then all the stuff that we're doing. It's like we don't have real outlets, and it is one of the reasons why I started this series, because I know there's so many people out there that are just sort of stuck in this shadow realm, and we're all like, when are we getting out? Like, I'm so tired of the shadow work. Like, I'm tired of it, but it's just like, this is exhausting, and we really need a shift in energy, a big shift, huge shift. I mean, all of the politics, all of the everything has just been such a beatdown for everybody that I just don't know how much stronger we can be for how long, like it's hard. It's freaking hard. And now it's like we're turning on each other. I've never fought with my husband so much more in all my life. It's like the sound of his voice irritates me. I love him. I can't live without him. But we're all just like, you again? Yeah. Like,
kind of like, don't you have a house? Oh shit, never mind.
He's a good man. He's a good man. I don't need to be like taking him for granted at all. He's a very good man, and I love him. But it's like I've heard so many married couples just kind of like going through it. And if it's not a married couple, then you're fighting with your kids. If you're not fighting with your kids, it's a roommate situation. We're just this being cooped up and pretending like we're all okay is not working anymore. It's not working anymore. So I'm like, and no snow. I'm like, really? So I don't need winter then. Is what you're saying. No winter.
You're all, I'm done. I've had it.
It's just raining. I can't take the dog out. The dog's like, when are we going to walk? And I'm like, don't even look at me.
I know, my puppers too. She's like, she looks at me because my main hate also is wind. I don't like wind.
Cuts through you.
Yeah, and with as cold as it's been, so if I see our tree just barely in the slightest, I'm out. Nope.
Nope. There's a storm coming in. Don't you see?
Yeah. I don't go run in the backyard. I'm sorry.
I love it. I know. Yeah, go run in the backyard. The backyard's not working for Luna anymore. Luna's just like over it. Like, excuse me, I used to have 3 walks a day, and then we went to the farm and we had a lot of fun, but it's been raining, 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 raining. And by the time we're able to take her, there's like this big place called Green Bank Farm on Whitby Island, and it's like acres and acres, and it's all fenced in, and it's off leash, and the dogs can just run, and they have so much fun, and there's trails, and then you get them in the car or whatever, and then look, a pie shop and a winery, and a winery tasting room. It's like, yay, farm, we're gonna have
pie.
pie. Yeah, and they have like Marionberry pie and all kinds of stuff. It's been wonderful.
I know the poor puppers, they've suffered too, because I know out here they even closed the dog parks because of COVID.
Really?
It's like, yeah, something about, if someone has it, they cough, they pet their dog, and then that dog goes to the other dog, and then
Well, great. Not even the dogs are. No crap.
So it's like, I think we all, just white flag, okay, fine, I give up. You win, asshole.
You win. Like, I'm done. Stop fighting anymore. Like, I know. Trying with the positivity. I'm just like, no. There's certain people like I just can't have conversations with because I know that I'm already at a very, like I'm on the cusp of being like real negative, and then I'm just like, oh, I'll just keep it in, fight it, work through it, witch through it. And trying to find, and you're like, there's certain people like you've got to avoid. You're like, no, that's not a safe person. I'm on it. I'm a woman of yet.
Can't do it.
Well,
I know it's been hard on everybody. Yeah.
Well, I'm very happy to have talked with you today.
I know, me too. I love you. I've been waiting so long.
We should do this again. And I would love to have you back if you would like to come back.
Yes, especially now that I know how to do this.
And you did it in retrograde. I'm so proud of you, Virgo friend. I'm so proud.
I know. I got a little stressed there for a split of a second. Like I said, when I ran out to the hubs, fix it.
I'm telling you, there's a lot of cussing that we're doing behind the scenes. Y'all don't even know. We're very polite in the chat, like, we'll be right there. The truth is, we're like, God damn it! Why is it? You're like pounding on the thing. We're like, where is Noah? Where is Noah?
Oh, I know, right? Jeez, Louise, he probably would have laughed at me, like, really, bro?
He's too busy laughing at me. He's just like, you should have a TikTok. You should do the da da da. I'm like,
oh my God, my daughter tells me the same thing.
I'm like, Noah, what am I going to say? And then he's like, you're going to do it. You're going to do great. And then all of a sudden I did one thing and I went viral. I was like, what?
Oh, I know, your human meat, was it, or something? That was funny as hell, dude. I hope you kept that label. It was so cute.
I have it. I have the label. And Amber was so pissed. You're old. You shouldn't be doing these things. But the truth of the matter is, it's like I see all these TikTok videos and I like watching them. I don't completely agree with all of the witch talk stuff because I think there are some people that are just kind of like I don't know, fast fooding witchcraft, which I don't think they should, it's like a drive-through situation. And like, you kind of like got to get in it. You can't do that. But they make the most incredible videos and I can't figure out how to do it. And I'm like, I don't have the time to even edit my own crap.
I've resorted to just doing lives on my YouTube channel because I don't want to deal with the editing anymore.
Editing is rough. Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah,
I know. I I have an herb video, my new magical herb education. I have one on bay leaves that I have to upload. I haven't done it, and I might just redo it live so I don't have to do it.
It's just easier, dude.
Sometimes
I tell you, I have a lot planned, and I'm like, I'm just gonna do it live.
that's the thing. That's the thing. All right, well, I'm gonna let you go. And I thank you so much for being on, and I appreciate you so much. And I think that you're lovely. And thank you for letting us just laugh. Your laugh was infectious. I thought was awesome.
Thank you for making me laugh. We all need it.
Comic relief. Tune in next time. Well, if there is a link that I should drop in the description box after this uploads, then please make sure that you message me that, and we will go from there. And tomorrow I will be on early in the morning, 9 a.m. here, 9 a.m. We will be talking to Beanbag Hagwag, Miss Trish. So we're going to talk about all kinds of stuff.
Can't wait to see her.
She's so cute. I saw her little thing. She says, "I'm so nervous. I've never done a live." And like, once you go live, you're not going to want to do nothing else.
Yeah. Exactly.
Give her some encouragement.
All right, awesome.
Everybody, you guys have a good day. You stay right there, Desert Siren.
I will. Bye.
I'm trying. Let me, oh, there he goes.